Hi, this is Dorothy Kilty, and I have the privilege to be a member of the DearJulieJulie Facebook group on Facebook, part of her design team for 6 months starting this month in September. Each month I'll be using a different kit and creating something, and this month it's going to be the Beautiful Birds digital kit and ephemera. This is a beautiful kit, and I hope you'll check it out. So some of these, I might have cut the edge off of this a little bit, but when I cut the edge off, that just means I have ephemera or pages and stuff to use for collage or things like that. Also, there may be some duplicates here. They're very similar. So some of these pages are super similar. And so I'm not 100% sure that they are duplicates. I love the fact that Julie has miniature pictures of things in it. Those can be used for embellishments. They can be used to make a mini journal. All kinds of things that can be used for. Okay, so sometimes when I print, the edges get cut off a little bit. I try and watch that. But these pages are all gorgeous anyway. So sometimes the page looks the same, but might be a little, I might have printed it a little bit smaller. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy using this kit, and I hope you'll like, subscribe, and comment on my videos for this. My intention was to do something a little different this month, so I'll do it another month. But what I'm going to be doing is using this file folder to make an ephemera holder for tags and dangles. Now, my tags and dangles were going all over the place, and so I actually put this together last Christmas, I think it was. It at least put some of my tags and stuff in one place, and it's made it easier for me to find them so that I can use them, which is great. But I want to make something better. So I thought this kit would be really pretty for that. What I'm going to do on the front page is I'm going to take this, but because it doesn't completely fit on here, what I want to do is take and put a border around here of just some pieces of vintage paper, scrap paper and things. And then I'll also be using that on the background on the inside. So what I'm going to do here, first let me take these paper clips off so they're not getting in my way. I'm going to put this on there, but then I'm also going to end up putting a pocket on the front. But I don't want to put that on too soon. I can put this right on the edge, and then I can trim it to the file folder shape later, and that will work great. So let me just pull this up and start putting things around the edge. So because these are kind of just backgrounds, even though I love vintage paper, this is going to be I'm not going to be very careful about exactly what I put in which place. For now, for this, it's barely going to show through, and that's the way I like it. I tried to pick vintage paper that has different colors on it. This one, I'm just tearing this off right now, and I love these holes, so hopefully it's not going to get too messed up. So I'm going to put ink along the edge of this, and then I'm also going to just run a little bit along here, and we'll put this on. So I think that this is going to help create a nice border for this. So this is stamp books, gold bond stamp books. And we'll put this right here. I am trying to keep the untorn edge, the straight edge along the sides here, just to help make the folder a little bit neater. Okay, and we'll do this one. Again, I will trim these corners, maybe. We'll see after I do the other side if I still want to trim the corners. But we're putting this on. Okay, I have all kinds of interesting pages here from various things. I love it when there's notes on the page. I think that's really fun. So I want this handwriting here to be showing. Okay, and we need one more piece here. And let's take a little bit of this bridge paper. Let's just put it right up like this. Okay. Now this Scotch Create, I think it does pretty well for holding paper to paper, as long as you put a lot on it and as long as you get it down quickly. There we go. Okay, this is sticking up, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I need one more piece over here, and I have this little scrap from the stamps, so I'll put that there. Again, this is just adding a kind of a vintagey border to the page. Okay, so now let's take this page and put it right over the top of this. I am going to have this extend because I want to line it up with this part right here, more or less. I'm going to have it extend over the bottom a little bit. So, slide this on. My thought for the pocket in the front is that if you're, starting to make some altered paper clips or some dangles, and you're not quite, you have to stop. If there's a pocket in the front, you'll be able to slip it into the pocket and hold it in place. Now, I'm doing something a little different. On the inside, I'm just going to do a collage with random squares and also random squares from the kit. So there'll be different pictures and stuff in. They don't have to be the exact same size, but it is nice if they're close to the same size. And I've watched some videos on this, but I haven't done it before. So we're going to just see how this turns out. Okay, here we go. We're just tearing them. You could ink the edges on this, and that would be fine. Here, let's get this over here. Okay, we'll just keep tearing. Okay, some of these pages I'm just going to tear in half. I do want them to overlap a little bit, so that'll be fine. This is just a book, a Reader's Digest book that I use the outside covers for. And tie this one in half too. Okay, and now we'll just turn around and again make squares. So again, approximate squares, they don't have to be perfect. Any little pieces left are going to make great clusters. If I could figure out how to pause my phone easily, I would pause this and continue, but it doesn't seem to want to do that. It just stops. So what I will do is speed up this tearing a bit when I edit the video. So this is, you know, from a medical book. I thought that was fun. Okay, now most of this back is going to be covered up by the strips that I'm going to use to hold the dangles and the ultra paper chip and things. So I'm just going to start, frankly, I'm just going to start gluing them down. And also, I don't necessarily put things always right side up. I know that that bugs some people, and certainly if it bugs you, just make sure you put things, you know, you orient the pages however you want to orient them. To me, having them be every which way just sort of adds visual interest to it. So that's what I do. I'm laying things that I kind of think have an interesting picture or texture on top a little bit. Now I'm also going to be adding some of the papers from the kit. Can't exactly see. If you stick them over a little bit, then you can trim them off later. So that is not a problem. So I've got things from an engineering book. I've got things from a medical text. I have these little game card things. I have the Gold Bond stamps booklet. And let me just take a few pages of that. So with or without the stamps, I don't think makes really any difference. I don't want these all to be lined up exactly. So I don't want there to be straight lines across there. Again, I think it adds visual interest if you don't have that. Once again, here's a piece that has a little bit of handwriting on it. Again, that adds to me more visual interest. Okay. This page was about neurons. Just love that idea. Look a little bit like spiders or something, don't they? Don't you just love it when your fingers get so full of glue that you almost are doing more gluing on, you know, tearing pages apart. And of course, when you've got the older papers from the vintage books, they are going to be more fragile. So, you know, it's something to be aware of. You can tape them back together again. That is just fine. Let's have another music page here. Let's see. We'll put this one this way. So as I looked at this piece, I was going to put the glue on the other side, but then I noticed once again there's a little bit of writing and a little bit of this kind of strange drawing here. I think it's from the neurons again. So because these are, you know, it's all words going different directions, let's put this one this way, since that one above it is going the other way. We're just rotating them around, you know, doing whatever we can. I thought I had some dictionary pages and I didn't. So let's just quick tear out it. Ooh, boy, did I mess those pages up. Here we go. This is actually, it's not dictionary, it's a word guide. But it has words on it, has numbers on it, all kinds of fun things on it. So we'll go ahead and use it. Again, a little bit different texture with the smaller print on it. The page is slightly different color. See? What did I tell you about tearing pages? I think I'm going to put this one down here like this. Another music page. So I'm trying to be random. I'm trying to be random as I do this, but at the same time, you know, like I said, I don't want them all going the same direction or anything. So I do take a little bit of time to take a look at that. Let's do another one of these. I am trying also, not completely successfully, but trying to get some of these, when you have the vintage papers, and they have a little bit of coloration. It's like inking the page. They're already inked, so let's take advantage of it and use that, have it show in places to add interest. Okay, I'm going to do this a little bit. So when the papers are real fragile, just by taking and putting some of the glue here, and then also here, on the tag there, you know, you make it a little bit stronger. I'm only going to do half this page. I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll come back and do more embellishments to it as time goes on. So we're going to start with getting it in place, the background in place. Now, one of the other things that you can do with this is use napkins over the back. That works really well. I'm going to take one of these little pieces. They got torn off someplace. And I'm going to place it here. Okay, and then this one, I may have wished that went down a little farther, but we'll see. This one will go here. Okay, so that's as much as we're going to do right now. Then I want to start showing you how to do the pages. Now, this is just a file folder, and I cut these strips from the file folder. They're each about 2 inches wide, and so I can have 3 of them with some space on it on each page. Okay, I'm gonna take so we can kind of see where these are gonna go. They don't have to be exactly the same distance apart. And the reason I say that is because you may need more room in one place or another to put dangles in. So don't worry if they're not exactly all the same. I'm going to use some of these papers, these journal pages, to cover the strips that are going to go across here. And once again, on the edges, we have, the page is not going to quite fit. So we're going to take some of our scraps from the last step and just put them on the edge. Fold it over. Okay, and we'll take one and put it on this edge. Here's some of those smaller strips. This would be good, I think. Now I can be as anal as the next person about, when I'm making envelopes, I'd like the pages that folds off the side you're going to use to be legible so you can read it. But when you're using like background pages and things, it's kind of the visual texture that you want. Now we want to wrap this around this, so we want it to be, to go, around both sides. So what I'm doing is I'm tearing these in half, okay? Part of the reasons that we're doing this is, of course, just because it's prettier. But part of it is because we're also strengthening them when we do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold this up and this down so we know about where it goes. It's not going to show, as long as you glue it well, this is going to be just fine the way it is. We'll start with gluing this side. So I'm putting, if I get glue on this thing, that's just going to be fine. Okay, so I put a bunch of glue on that, and now I'm just going to run a little bit of Fabri-Tac around the edge of this. That will help make it a little stronger, the glue stick a little better, and it'll help, get those edges to stay down. So we'll put this here. Oh, Dorothy. We have the folds in place, and so we can use those to line this up. Okay, stick it down. You may have seen that this edge on the other side, like I said, the paper's fragile and it tore, and that's okay. We are just kind of stuck it down, crammed it down a little bit. Okay, that's, once again, there's some glue, so it's sticking. We're going to run this down here. Like this. And we'll run a bead of the Fabri-Tac along the edge of this to help reinforce it. Even though it's the back, we don't want it coming up and getting in the way and making it hard for us to use it over time. So now we'll hold it down. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to glue these down here in 3 places, as I said, and one will be for dangles, one will be for altered paper clips, one will be for dangles, and then going down this page when we get to it, we'll continue with the same way. So paper clips, dangles, paper clips, so that when you open it up, you'll have 6 strips going across. Okay, now this first one is going to be dangles, and the way you create this, I'm going to take my crocodile. I'm not going to reinforce all these holes with grommets. You could. It would probably be, you know, it would make them stronger and last longer, but I've had that one for quite a few months, and I've slipped things in and out, and it hasn't hurt. Now I'm just going to slide this up. We want these holes to be the same distance, so I'm using the smaller hole on this, and I'm just sliding it up so that I can put the edge in here and just go. Again, I could go through and mark these every few inches. Maybe I should have. But you know, honestly, when you make the dangles, some of them are thicker than others. And maybe you don't want to have them, you know, you want a little space between them. So if they're not the same width, it doesn't hurt anything. Okay? I'm going about a 1/2 inch over on these. Okay. Just tearing these off. You could be neater than me and cut them off. It probably worked a little better if I had let the glue dry, but so going through. Okay, now when we put this here, we're going to glue it down on each side, and we're going to put it fairly close to the top here. And the only place we're going to glue it down is at the 2 ends, just like you would a belly band. So we'll take this, put some glue on this end, and some glue on this end. Okay, and then we'll put it down. This is where, this side over here is where I have the tab sticking up. So I'm coming down, oh, maybe 3/4 of an inch or an inch, and put that there. Now, since I'm going to show you how to use this, I'm going to go ahead and clip this down so it'll stay put. And what happens with this now is that when you have a dangle, like this is it's really an altered paper clip because of the way it's made to go. The paper clip slides in here Well, because it's a paper clip, it could just go over the top. Like this. In between, how's that? We want the pretty side to show, okay? Then if you have one, these are all paper clips. Do not tell me. So what I've done is I have this dangle that's on a bulb pin. Okay? So it's already on the bulb pin. So I can take this and put it through this hole and then close the bulb pin, and there we go. We have our dangle secured. It's not going to get in the way. It's not going to be stuck someplace. Here's another one. This was another dangle that I made out of some old jewelry. And a tag with a number 4 on it. Okay? So that's the way those are going to go. So there'll be another one down here. Now, for the paper clips, look at this. I have, you know how when you make collage master board, sometimes you come back and there's little edges sticking up. That can happen here too. This one is going to be much simpler because all we have to do is wrap the paper around it, and then the paper clips will clip right on. So once again, let's take some of these scraps on the side and wrap them around the edge a little bit. I think I want a longer one. Okay, do that like that. Let's take this. Put it there. We'll wrap it around. This. Now we'll turn over this side, glue these edges down. And let's take another one. I want them to be different. Again, adds to the visual interest of it if we do that. So here we go right here. Okay, now let's take this. This one must have been the top piece on the file page. It's got a little bit of an indent there where the tab was curled up. Okay. Now, would it be better to make these long enough so that they go all the way around? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not worried about it though. Okay, now once again we have this. We're going to start with this over here and put some of the glue stick along this. Okay, and then to help secure it, we're going to take the Fabri-Tac, put it along this edge, along these edges. Getting a little across the middle doesn't hurt. Okay? Put it back in there. And now we're going to lay this. I'm going to try and center it a little bit better this time. Okay? So now we're going to put that down. I'll start with the glue stick here along the center of this. And then fabric tack along the edges of this. Again, it helps secure it. So one of the things we're going to do before we're done here is there will be some videos making a ephemera to fill this. Okay, knock the phone off. Now I'm back. So we're going to fold these over here. For the paper clips, you don't really need anything else except to have these glued down in place. You don't need holes or anything, you just need this. So now we're going to take and put the glue on the edges here and come down about an inch from where we were. Okay, and once again we're going to take clips and hold it in place. Done with these, so these will do fine. Now, what I want to do now is, we're going to make a total of 3 of each of these strips to go on here. So the paper clips are going to go on here, but in these places when there's nothing there, I want to make it prettier. I want to use some of the ephemera to make, to just decorate these a little bit. So we have these beautiful birds. These are those scissors that are better for arthritic hands. I love them. My daughter got them for me for my birthday. Awesome, awesome, awesome present. So I'm just cutting these along here. And I'm going to scatter some of these across just to make this look prettier. Okay? Just start with this one. So in this case, because there's white edges here, and I'm being a little bit sloppy with the way I cut, I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of some of these before I put them down. Now you could also tear these, you could, and I may do that in the future, but look at how pretty these are. These are just gorgeous little pieces, and I'm going to, I could have put these down before I put the holes in, but I want to show you how it's made. So now I'm going to just decorate this. I'm slipping this corner in between the edges, and on that one. Now this one, I think that I'm going to tear off the bottom. Go ahead and tear off the bottom here. Ink the edges up. And I'll put that here, like that, okay? Now, if you're at all concerned about the edges, peeling up or anything, one of the things that you can do is just take that fabric tack, push it over to the edges a little bit, like this, and then lay it down, okay? So you want to make sure you're not gluing it down to the back. All right, let's put a few pieces on this one. Here we go. Now, this is a place where I want to be more careful that I have words or things on it right side up. It's embellishment. It's something that I'll look at more, and quite frankly, it'll drive me crazy. So here you can see the little start of the word postcards. We'll put that right there. You could also do ribbon and things like that on them. You could put labels on them. That would be really cute. Let's put this one over here like this. Okay, we have we're gonna have it stick up a little bit. Now I'll have to be careful when I'm putting paper clips on that I don't, actually I'm gonna fold that part under, mess with this corner too much, but I'm not gonna be too upset if it does curl under or things. This is a working embellishment holder. It's not necessarily meant to be just a, you know, just a decorative journal. It's will probably take some abuse. So I'm trying to make it as strong as I can, and also as attractive as I can. Let's put the Mary Birds right here. Whoops, I just realized I was rotating it, putting it slant the same direction as the other one. And I think for variety, putting them this way works a little better. If I'm worried at all about things sticking underneath, I would just take a piece of wax paper and put it underneath here. Let's put, these are all yellow birds, but you know what, I think that's okay. All right, let's put another straight up and down one. Okay, like this. Oh, it's better to ink it before you put the glue on, even though Fabri-Tac gives you a minute or two. You're more likely to be sloppy like I'm being. Okay, here we go. Put it right there. Now, when we take our paper clips and put them on here, here's, this one hasn't been decorated yet, but it's a hidden paper clip. I think I was just really playing with things, but anyway, as you can see, it goes right on there. It's secure. I know where to find it. This is a little book. Again, it's not quite finished, but I think it's kind of pretty. It's a little miniature book paper clip that can go right here. Okay, and here is a dangle. Now this has some old jewelry on it actually. I would probably put this on this way, okay? Well, that cat just wants to twist around. I may put him back on. But anyway, for the purpose of storing it in here, I'll just go ahead and put it upside down, and then they can dangle and you can see what they look like. So I can fit a lot more on this, of course, and I will eventually, but that's how I'm making it. And now I'm going to go back to getting it all done and completed, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, thanks for watching.